you're still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
How are you today? I'm doing great. It's Friday, right? Got my American flag. It's it right there. How are you? I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. And it is Friday, October 17th. Hi, Diane. This will be my last day in Studio C. The next time, if and when I do this again, I will make sure I have proper lighting. So my apologies this week. I think the show has wait a minute. Let me make sure. Let's see. Sorry, Diane. That's another thing. I thought I sent this. I probably didn't. Do me a favor, double check your email. Sorry, folks. Like I said, we have. I'm gonna send again, Diane. I thought I sent these. I may not have. So my apologies. I may not have loaded them. I've had a little problem. I'm your host, BKP. I've had a little problem with my video because I'm not used to this studio and where I'm at. I'm not used to this computer, and this computer does not do everything I want it to do. So, but we've powered through here. I just sent those, and sorry about that. Just confirm you got them. And then I just sent another one. All right, sorry. I'm your host, BKP. Again, this will be our last day in what we call Studio C. The next time that I'm here, I will make sure I have the lighting. We haven't had a bad week this week as far as the program running. Now, our Roku app, we are building a new one. So anyone on Roku, everything's running fine on X, Rumble, YouTube, our website, voiceofruralamerica.com. I appreciate all that. But Roku, we're rebuilding an app that will launch today. Hopefully today we'll get that back up, and then we'll make a major blast through social media that our Roku app is back up for those that watch on Roku. So our apology for the last 2 days on that one. All right, so let me say, just give me a thumbs up if you got my last two emails so I can not worry about that and move on. I know you're busy trying to get them all loaded up there. So what's happening in Venezuela? Now, we have these boats. We have these boats headed towards our country, and we're being told they're their drug cartel, their boats carrying drugs out of Venezuela. Maduro wants a deal in Venezuela with Trump. He wants a deal. What's really going on there? So, Diane, whenever you can get 140, and again, no hurry, because I know I'm the one behind and causing you the problem there. Look at that. Bam. Are you aware? Well, I know if you're watching CNN, which you don't, and you watch MSNBC or ABC, maybe even fixed news, also known as Fox, you're probably not seeing Smartmatic indicted over alleged bribes. U.S. prosecutors charge Smartmatic an alleged $1 million Philippines bribery case. Voting machine firm Smartmatic indicted. New York Times, Smartmatic added to bribery indictment of the company's executives. So let's say this. Let's start putting some things out here, because we're going to do a segment in just a minute. There's no such thing as a coincidence. I mean, and as my son used to say when he was little, when he used to try to, I get in so much trouble, say coincidence, he'd say coinkadink, right? There's not a coinkadink, all right? There's no coinkadink. Now, there's a couple things. It's a coincidence somebody comes by and doesn't, whatever. But in this world that I'm in, Now, so what say you? Let's talk about this. Give me that one there. And I want to put it all together so there's no confusion. Give me, what say you on the, wait a minute, I have it here somewhere. Oh, Diane, give me number 53. Ace died, right? Ace Frehley, Kiss. Yeah, Ace died. And then give me 53 and then go to 58. Yeah, Kiss goodbye. Ace Frehley died yesterday. That's sad. 58. 1973. 1973. Ace Frehley, a founding member of Kiss, is dead at 74. 1973. I have to pause. That takes me back. So, Smartmatic indicted. Now, what do you think of this? Number 60. Because I'm reading this article out of Wired, and it's very lengthy, and I didn't get a chance to finish it. I only got like 4 paragraphs in, and it's very lengthy, and it's broke down, and it's in Wired, all right? One Republican now controls a huge chunk of U.S. election infrastructure. Wow. Smartmatic indicted. They own a Republican infrastructure. Maduro, Venezuela, CIA in Venezuela. Just saying. All right, so we're going to look at that in a minute. I know you're wondering, like, all right, let's round this up. Just on a little side note, have you looked at the Young Republican 14? Have you looked at the Young Republican chat that was hacked or released? I don't know how this exactly went down. If we could ever have a leak of this chat, we would be cooked in Politico. Have you seen this? And 14, and then I want to go right on through there. If we ever have a leak of this chat, we would be cooked. 7 months of shocking private messages among rising GOP leaders. Thousands of private messages reveal young GOP leaders joking about gas chambers, slavery, rape. Now, the only time that rape is serious to a Democrat is when an unwanted, as they call it, pregnancy occurs and they can kill a baby. I know that's cold, right? But that's it. That's it. Number 15, that's when a Democrat has concern over a woman being raped. Here are some of the messages that, let's see, this is a little blurb of several of the messages. They love the watermelon people. Who are the watermelon people? I'd go to the zoo if I wanted to watch monkey play ball. Just, I'm not picking that one up. Nothing about fried chicken, is there? Number 16. I'm just saying. Hey, did you see this week? So we'll move on, but this is pretty interesting. I love Hitler leaked messages expose young Republican racist chat. Wow. So this is pretty ugly out there, and they're making a big deal of it. They never highlight the Democrat anger, hate, nasty, vile things that they say, that they want to kill people and you'd be better off dead and 2 shots to the head or whatever. But this is pretty interesting that's been going around this week. So show you a couple more, because we're going to come back and we're going to get right into, by the way, did you hear something in the reference that, let's see if I can find it. There's something different about this. Trump's going to meet with Putin tomorrow. He's meeting with Zelensky, not tomorrow, sorry. In the near future, in the next couple weeks, Trump's going to meet with Putin. He's meeting with Zelensky today, right? Meeting with Zelensky today. Now, there just seems to be something different here. And let's see if we can figure it out. Give me number 30. 130. I apologize. 130. Give me 130. Number 130. John Bolton got indicted. 129. So I'm going to give you the difference in this one, because they'll talk about Bolton all day long. Trump administration targets. Letitia James, James Comey, John Bolton, Adam Schiff, and Jack Smith. But John Bolton, there's something different about this one. So yesterday, MSNBC reported this video too.
Yeah, so John Bolton was charged with 18 federal counts, and I apologize, I'm going to look down. I'm reading this. We're still just getting this. We have the first 8 counts are transmission of national defense information. The second set of 9 counts, that's counts 9 through 18, is retention of national defense information. And that looks like it's U.S. Code Title 19, Section 793D and E, which is part of the Espionage Act. Now, there was another statute that they were considering, and it looks like they've only charged him with those Espionage Act statutes, but we're still reading through this indictment. It's 26 pages long. There's a lot of background information here, and I apologize, but we're literally just getting this in right now, so I'm still.
All right, so John Bolton has been indicted, and there's just a little something different about it. Hold on just a minute. You see what I have here? I didn't get a chance to write these in. Give me the opening of CNN. That's number 9. CNN opening video 9. Give me CNN this morning.
Friday, October 17th, 5 a.m. here in Washington, D.C. And straight ahead on Early Stone.
3 indictments of President Trump's enemies in 21 days. Now, John Bolton.
He's a bad guy.
Bolton insisting that this is purely revenge. That's clearly not the case.
The U.S. president will welcome his Ukrainian counterpart to the White House. Zelensky is hoping to secure a pledge for Tomahawk cruise missiles that can strike targets deep inside Russia.
He's a citizen! He's a citizen!
The incident in Chicago is just one of many recent ICE encounters caught on tape.
So that's the direction they're going in. Bolton being indicted, Zelensky's on his way, and tensions in Chicago. Video 10, when Trump is asked about Bolton being indicted, CNN this morning, video 10.
When questioned by CNN's Kristen Holmes.
Mr. President, John Bolton was just indicted by a grand jury in Maryland. Do you have a reaction to that?
I didn't know that. You told me for the first time, but I think he's, a bad person. I think he's a bad guy. Yeah, he's a bad guy. It's too bad, but
have you reviewed the case against him?
That's the way it goes, right? That's the way it goes. Will I what?
Have you reviewed the case against him?
No, I haven't. But I just think he's a bad person.
The charges unveiled Thursday are the result of a criminal investigation that began in 2022 after Bolton's emails were hacked by Iran. Bolton has denied any wrongdoing and claims the charges are politically motivated.
2022, the Biden administration had this case from John Bolton. That's the way it goes. I mean, that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes, right? That's just the way it goes. Tough luck, poor John. But there's something different about the John Bolton, all right, out of the others. Bolton didn't quite play the role in what James Comey, Letitia James, Schiff, and Jack Smith. Bolton didn't play a role there. So Democrats, I think they are equally ready to see Bolton go to prison. I really do. I think they're going to, let's go with video 14.
Villains, if you will, naming foes, and others kind of get the hint to who they go after. But the John Bolton case was described to me is a little different than Comey and James. There's a little more of a there. Walk us through what you know about this particular matter.
Good morning, Jonathan. Good morning, guys. You're absolutely right. I think it's a lot different, actually. This is what my sources are telling me than those other cases, which appear to be largely without merit. This one, though, arose in the Biden administration, and this is a very serious and detailed indictment. It says that John Bolton derived secrets from his time as national security advisor, assembled them because he was writing a book, sent them over unclassified email and messaging apps to his wife and daughter. We've identified the two people as his wife and daughter. And then that information was hacked by the government of Iran. At least one of those email accounts was hacked. And so the government of Iran obtained some of these state secrets, according to this indictment. And the indictment says that Bolton used language that made clear he knew he was talking about sensitive information. Things like the intel briefer said, or when in the situation room, I learned. And these charges, as you said, carry 10 years each, so he could spend the rest of his life in prison, in theory, if convicted on these charges. But let me tell you what
All right, so you have, when you write a book, you have what's called a book publication review. Not just a book. I'm talking about a book. When one of these people that have had classified clearances. They've had security clearances. If they ever come out of any administration and write a book, they've got to send it through what's called a publication review before it can be published. If anyone has ever held classified security clearances. That being said, Bolton was sending these emails to the daughter and the wife and basically reviewing what he had done that day as though he was sending emails to the staff, updating the staff. He was very explicit, very clear about it. Now, the Bolton situation, one more, I'll give you one more, and then we'll break this down. Give me video 15.
It's different from the Comey and James cases on one level, but on another level, it's not different at all. These are enemies.
That's exactly right. There is a pattern. You cannot ignore the pattern that if you crossed Donald Trump in some very public way, then you're vulnerable. He considers you vulnerable. I'd just point out a couple of things. Number one, John Bolton has never been confused with a Democrat, right? I mean, no one would call him a Democrat. He's not. He never has been. And number two, there is this question of diaries. I mean,
so was it James Comey originally a communist? No, I'm not joking around. I mean, check it out. Check it out. Was James Comey not originally a communist? But as he said there, you got to pick that up. All right? You got to pick that up. That Bolton has never been, he has worked in the deep state on the Republican side. He's never been identified as a Democrat. All right? They are willing to let Bolton fry. That's just my opinion. You will see. Now, this indictment came out of Maryland. All right. And you're hearing, there's two things you need to know here as Pam Bondi. Here is what I understand out of DC. And I don't know how many people are talking about this, but what I'm hearing out of DC is everyone that was in the career side of the DOJ left. They're gone. Now you hear about who all, Pam Bondi and others, is it Blanche, whatever, but you hear about Ed Martin, the ones that went in and they cleaned house. But what you don't hear about is the mass exodus, because they do not, they're career bureaucrats in the DOJ. They don't want to be involved in any way whatsoever in retribution. Now, I'm not calling it retribution myself. You hear the media call it retribution and enemies list. They don't want tag. They left. They left on purpose to try to shut this down. Now, here's what you need to know also. The Republicans are trying to help shut it down. Now, on this side, when it comes to a government shutdown, when it comes to the budget, when it comes to health care, one thing after another, Republicans will talk about that. But behind closed doors, the Lisa Murkowskis, the John Thunes, whether you want to believe this or not, Republican senators, Republican House members, they don't want this. No matter what they tell you, they don't want this. There's people up there that have Republican in front of their name that will be fine and think it's wrong that we ever put one of these criminals in jail. Exactly. Now, why is that important? Because Pam Bondi, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. But Pam Bondi does not have the staff you think she has. All right. Now, this indictment came out of Maryland, let's be clear. And this indictment basically was done during the Biden administration and ready to go. I mean, you say, well, it's been 271 days in the Trump administration, but they didn't have a problem finding anyone. That's the difference. I mean, you're going to hear all day long how detailed the Bolton indictment is, how thorough the Bolton indictment is, what the government may have a really great case here, right? That's what you'll hear all day long, because they had zero problem finding a career DOJ staff out of Maryland, had zero problem finding a DOJ staff out of Maryland to take this one, thoroughly go through it, go in. You're not going to hear all day long that they couldn't find someone to go in and present it to a grand jury. You won't hear that. You won't hear where they struggled on any of that. Much like Letitia James and James Comey, right? Where the Washington, D.C. district, that right there, that DOJ, I forget the federal attorney there that heads up that district. You remember, he walked out. They won't touch any of this. And see, what you see up front when someone walks out like that, right? What you're not hearing are the ones that left everywhere to stay away from all of it. I mean, you can't find DOJ. You can't. It's like trying to find an attorney, all right, to step up and defend anyone in an election integrity case, right? But I'm going to tell you now, Republican attorneys across the United States, we need you to step up now. Seriously. We need the staff to step up now so we can get this. We don't have, I had a phone call this morning out of DC. We don't have, Pam Bondi does not have the district attorney. I mean, she does not have the attorneys needed in the DOJ's office to do everything that you and I think need to be done. We think it's being slow walked. They don't have the staff. That's what I'm being told this morning. This came right out of DC. Now, that being said, Bolton, no problem, right? No problem whatsoever finding someone to handle Bolton's, and you will hear it presented different all day, right? But now, James Comey and Letitia James, you will hear them say, unlike Comey and Letitia James, where they don't have anything. That's not true. You see, they couldn't let the time run out on Comey, and yeah, they had to put someone in there immediately to handle that. Now, I want to do this before I go to break, because you're going to hear the John Bolton, and I want you to know all day long why they seem to be fine and why you don't hear, not one person do you hear say anything about, Bolton and having a problem out of the Maryland district to handle this. Now, let me remind you of something before we go on. And here is number 51, Diane, if you can give me that one, please. And then go from 51 to 64, if you don't mind. There you go. Justice Department statement regarding indictment of former National Security Advisor John Bolton. There's only one tier of justice in America. All right. And give me, here is just the face of it. Was it 64? The grand jury for the District of Maryland brought these charges. All right. In Montgomery County, Maryland. Big difference. Now, one thing I want to show you before we go anywhere. Number 66. All right. Robert Hur. Let's not forget this. So we have a classified document case against Donald J. Trump. They raid Mar-a-Lago, 38 counts, right, or whatever. We have this case against John Bolton. Now, this is what, to me, is very important here. Because, yes, I support the President of the United States. I support him this morning because I will always get up every day and realize what was laying on his desk when he got there, when he arrived. Hey, I'm here. I've arrived. Look at this desk. It's almost like no one has been here in 4 years. Or the person that sat here didn't even really know they were in a cloud. Don't forget, while Bolton classified, right? Classified documents just got indicted. Was it 16 counts? The media is going to run all day long. There's something different. The government may have teeth in these charges. He could spend the rest of his life. Then you got Donald Trump over here. But let's not forget that equal to John Bolton, like him or not, equal to Donald Trump, Joseph R. Biden. This guy here, Robert Hur, who is the special counsel in the Biden documents case, right? This guy basically has the same case, if not worse, than John Bolton. This guy had the same case, if not worse, than Donald Trump. Well, it was. Than Donald Trump classified documents. This guy right here had them sitting next to the Corvette where his crackhead son lived in the house behind him, would drive the vet from time to time. Just out in the open, garage door up. At least Trump's was in the bathroom where they staged the pictures. Remember that? At least John Bolton's was hacked by Iran. This damn Joe Biden left the garage door up and left the damn boxes next to the Corvette where this crackhead son was driving. But guess what? This guy said he can't stand trial. You know what happened here? You know what happened? This guy had to deal with, this guy got a lot of pushback. But you know what he had to deal with? Like, okay, I could prosecute this president. I could come out and put this out. But the Democrats are not going to remove Joe Biden. They're not going to enact which one is it? Well, they're not going to remove him from office. The cabinet's not going to get together and remove him. Do I really go and let all of our enemies know that we don't have a president? He's totally checked out. That was a lot of pressure on this guy. Good, bad, ugly, however you look at it. But don't forget, Bolton, Trump, right here, Joseph R. Biden should be in prison. Should be in prison based on classified documents. Remember in the office in Delaware next to the tire of the Corvette? Just the fact that Bolton's indicted and Trump got 38 charges, right? Just those two things alone says, you know what? The pardons that Joe Biden signed, back up, erase that. The pardons the auto pen signed Joe Biden's name to, null and void. Got it? Joe was checked out. Bottom line. this door should open wide open for some other things. But as you see, they're ready to throw Bolton in prison. Everybody is. They don't like the mustache. All right, so we'll be right back. I'm running a little late. Let's see, we got to talk about Putin. Hold on. Putin. When I get back, we have the Georgia Hour at 10 o'clock. We're going to talk about a fair question. And I want to know from you because I need to know before 10 o'clock, before I go to the Georgia Hour, if this would be a fair question for candidates. I'm your host, BKP. Take a break.
Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics on Voice of RuralAmerica.com. Joe Biden not being in prison. Man. But, you know, they got Bolton and the list goes on. All right, folks. Now, keep in mind, we don't have enough people in the DOJ. And Republicans don't want to staff the DOJ. Not just the Democrats. The Republicans do not want to staff the DOJ. They don't. They don't want to do it. They don't want involved. They don't want to touch it. Republicans, many of the John Thunes, they would be satisfied with the entire Trump term if none of this happens at all. No Letitia James, no James Comey, John Brennan, the list goes on. So Jack Smith, one thing after another. So don't forget, this is not just the Democrats. The Republicans don't want to staff the DOJ. Now I have a question. When we staff the DOJ, we're going to talk about this. I told you earlier. Remember, Smartmatic has been indicted. Just remember that. Just going to put some things out for development. But I'm in Georgia. Well, I'm not in Georgia today. I'm in Studio C, and as I told you earlier, next week we'll get the lighting corrected, and if I come back again and work out of this room, I will have my lighting corrected next time. Here's my question. We have a U.S. Senate race we're trying to remove John Ossoff in Georgia. We have a governor's race all the way down, Secretary of State, all of our constitutional officers. Now, 2 days ago, President Trump said this, and I have the Georgia Hour coming up at 10 o'clock. Give me video 17.
Twice. Okay. I won it very big the last time, and I won it big the first time, and I won it big the second time, but we had criminals that didn't allow, I hope they're going to go into that. I hope they go into the votes which are being stored in Fulton County and take a real look at those votes, okay? Because I won it the second time, too.
All right, Trump is very clear. President Donald J. Trump is very clear that he won Georgia 3 times. He won the second time. Should we ask these candidates for these offices, especially Attorney General, Secretary of State, and Governor? Let's go Lieutenant Governor, but should we ask the candidates if they think President Trump won 2020? Do you think that's an appropriate question to ask these candidates? Because I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to look you in the eye from sea to shining sea, all lower 48, anywhere in the world. I have looked at the data. I only put one name out in America right now, Joe Rossi. Well, we'll go with Kevin Moncla. But anyhow, over and over, I don't want to leave anyone out. I've only got 2 hours on this show. Half hour's already gone. But the President of the United States did not make that statement without seeing the same. I have seen with President Trump. I saw it, seen it. I see it, whatever. Boom. President Trump has reviewed it. He won. Now, what we do with that, America, I can't answer for Wisconsin. I can't answer for Arizona. I can't answer for Michigan, Pennsylvania, but I can say Georgia emphatically, and Fulton County, we want to see the ballots. There's always been a reason they shut the ballots off in Fulton County. In fact, Ron Pitts, the commissioner of Fulton County, they have worked in every way whatsoever to shut off the ballots in Fulton County. I'm going to show you something today in the Georgia Hour that's just, to me, it's like unthinkable that you would do that and be running as a Republican in Georgia, claiming to be a Trump supporter. Anyhow, get ready for that. Now, I just want to know if that was an appropriate question. So we've talked about it on the show, all right? And maybe others are talking about it. Maybe someone at the White House is watching the program. I'm serious. Maybe they are. Number 71. And, you know, I start the program out almost every day talking about my full support for President Donald J. Trump. And I do. He has my full support. But I've not been shy with saying, you know, I give him a 70. Because I'm going to show you some things. Stellantis is going to move like 2,000 jobs out of Canada. That is the company that makes Jeep, Chrysler, whatever they manufacture now. But they're going to move 2,000 jobs out of Canada and bring them back into America. The CEO of Walmart said that they are now looking for American manufacturers to supplement things that they used to buy from overseas. Now, it's going to take a while, but I do think some things are turning. But that doesn't change right now. So Trump promises a deal to lower surging beef prices. So I understand, let me see, cattle inventory as a 75-year low. Now, President Trump said this yesterday. I'm not mad at him, but President Trump, just because you say it I mean, this is where we bring the truth. Give me video 5.
It's such a big category, everything follows. So just about everything follows. And we are working on beef, and I think we have a deal on beef that's going to bring the price of beef. That would be the one product that we would say is a little bit higher than we want it, maybe higher than we want it, and that's going to be coming down pretty soon, too. We did something. We worked our magic. But groceries are down, and energy is down, electricity is way down. We have the prices coming down for people. They were abused for 4 years by the Biden administration. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you soon. Thank you. Thank you.
Changes to the IRS. Thank you.
Not exactly true. If you get mad at me, you get mad at me. Not exactly true. I mean, he's going to have to go in and have some people. There needs to be a connection here. Mr. President, car insurance, the price of automobiles, homeowners insurance, health insurance, right? I give me this one here. I'm going to use it on the Georgia Hour, but give me this one here. This is in Georgia, and I want to show you this just for a reason. I think I have it maybe from yesterday, Diane. I thought I had it from yesterday. I want to show you this because this is happening all over the United States. And give me number 42. This is happening all over the United States. And this is something I don't blame on President Trump. But right here in Georgia, the court's looking at, all right, now the state of Georgia says the tax question. For more than 100 years, local governments have skirted constitutional limits on some taxes because the state Supreme Court said they can call them fees. Now Georgia's new Chief Justice is wondering if the court got it wrong, right? So we have in Georgia fees, right? They increase the fees for everything. And as you can see, all right, some taxes, because the state Supreme Court said they can call them fees. So our fees right here, all across the United States. I asked someone, I'm in Pennsylvania. Now, this is what I was told yesterday. I didn't get a chance to check it out. Somebody wanted to put a pool in the backyard in one of these townships over here. The fee to get the permit is $5,000. That's what I was told. Maybe not an above ground. Everything. There's a lot of places in the United States you got to pay a fee to put a building in your backyard to put your lawnmower in. Seriously. And then God forbid they find out you got a lawnmower in there. I'm not joking. So when he says groceries, someone needs to set President Trump down and say, you know what? It's very important that you meet with Vladimir Putin. We understand that. It's very important that you take the time to fly. You took the time to fly to Israel to meet with their, government body, the Knesset. That's okay. You took the time to go to Egypt, take pictures with everybody. That's cool. We're good with that. You can't come out in front of the camera and say, energy. Now, gas at the pump is down. It's down. But overall cost of energy is not. It's not. By the time you pay your utilities, your natural gas bill, try to pay all your insurance, you can't stand there and say groceries. You can't do it. I'm just saying. Everywhere you go, people are talking. Look, we love President Trump, bada bing, bada boom, but, groceries are not down. Beef is through the roof. Just not. So I'm just telling you now, you have to, someone, I don't know, that one just got me. And I had to play it. That one got me. Not good with the groceries are down. Now, before I go, I want to prepare for Venezuela when we come back. I want to talk about Venezuela, and I want 69 and 70. I didn't even want to do any MTG today, right? But I want to do 69 and 70. Now, here's what we got. MTG slams part of Trump's second term agenda as America lasts. And then go to 70, right? And MTG goes after Johnson again, this time over Corey Mills. Now, go back to 69. Folks, here's the bottom line. They are trying to de-magify, give me 84. They are trying to de-magify America. Everything, write this down. That's going to be one of them things we're going to come back. All right? Every single thing you see happening right now, people are positioning themselves for 2027. November 2026, watch what happens the day after. Now, the day after the election in November, if Republicans keep the House, the Senate, things will be one way. If they don't, but everything changes in 2017, and people are trying to, Marjorie Taylor Greene, everyone, post-position, Trump post-positioning, period. End of story. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, I want to talk about Venezuela. No King's March tomorrow. Yes, can't forget our No King's March is tomorrow. And I don't know if I'm going to get to this one. So let me ask you this question. Well, I'll wait till afterwards. I want a top of the hour, 9 o'clock. Take a break, Diane.
Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Days Chevrolet, Days gets it done. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com, coming to you from Studio C. I will be back in Georgia Monday morning. I'll be coming to you back in Georgia in my home studio, but visiting here in Pennsylvania for the week. And today's our last broadcast here. So, I told you, if I look over that hill, I'm not a couple miles over there, you can see Jersey. You see Jersey? I see Jersey. Anyhow, so my brother-in-law works over there all the time. He works in Jersey a lot, almost every day. So I asked him, I said, I want you to bring me a sandwich. All right. Now, a lot of people, I get it. Like, what's the big deal? But I'm just saying, right? So yesterday, I told my sister, yesterday, I said, my brother-in-law, he hasn't brought me my sandwich yet. I want my sandwich. She said, oh, he's gone to Georgia. What? So my nephew goes to Ole Miss, right? My nephew goes to Ole Miss. My son in Georgia, who wears from his shoelaces to his hat in the morning something that says Georgia Bulldogs. So my nephew's coming up from Ole Miss. My brother-in-law goes down yesterday to Georgia, and they're all getting ready to go tomorrow, Ole Miss, Georgia. They're all going to the game, right? Well, I'm happy for them, but I'm out a sandwich, right? I'm going to get to it, get off my back. But that was important to me when I come up here. So so yesterday my sister said, we come down the house. I'll take you. I know where you want to go. We'll go get the sandwich. Did you get my pictures? Can you give me 142? Now, let me tell you, this is, unless you go to me, authentic, real Italian deli, right? Giacomo's. We went to Giacomo's yesterday. Look at the American flag hanging up there. Pasta, cheesesteaks, you name it. Sauce, vodka sauce. They make all the raviolis, everything, right? Giacomo's Italian Market and Grill flag. Give me number 141. So we went down there yesterday. They opened this one here, 1975. That's 50 years ago, right? This was great. I had a chicken cutlet. Oh my God, I had a chicken cutlet. It was unreal. Yes, just say it. So for those of you out there that were concerned about me, that I would make it back to Georgia and not get my sandwich, I've completed that task. Now take that down. That's enough. All right, so I want to ask you a question. All right, I want to ask you, I know, you didn't need to hear about that, but that just made my day. That makes my trip. There's so much visiting my mom, my family, everybody, but I have to have a good sandwich. I love a good chicken cutlet from an Italian deli. Now, bada bing, bada boom. Speaking of that, let's do this quickly. Give me number 11. We've got the New Jersey governor's race right here. Now, I don't know what's going to happen there in 2 weeks. I don't know what's going to happen, but I have been told from local sources here and through media that the Democrat Governors Association, they've poured like $20 million into this race. Now, you think about a governor's race they do not want to let go of. But the people in Jersey, I'm not going to say all of a sudden they're conservatives, all right? I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say all of a sudden they're conservatives and they're ready to turn back everything as far as the blue state's concerned. And I know a lot of people out there don't like plastic. But they don't have a plastic, you can't get a plastic straw. You can't get a plastic bag at a store. If you stop at a store, you don't get a plastic. There's no plastic bags. No. Right? Those little plastic bags are against the law. They have fees. You want to talk about fees? They're taxes and fees. And I tell you what it is. The people of Jersey, they've had enough. They had enough. It doesn't matter, red, white, black, Asians. It doesn't matter. It is a country of minorities. No, let me back that up. The state of New Jersey, it's not a country. It is a state of minorities. I worked there for years. That was years ago, but it's even changed since then. They've had enough. So this is an interesting race. And that's what I hear from the people. And then you got number 12. You got Virginia with Winsome Sears, right? And Abigail Spanberger. So let me just show you this briefly. Some new polling data that's out. Give me 63, Diane. So here is new polling data from yesterday. One is the Fox News poll that have Mikey Sherrill 50 and Chitterelli 45. That's in Jersey. And then also you have the Tavager Group Insider Advantage has Sherrill at 45 and Chitterelli at 44. This is a race to the finish in New Jersey. Wouldn't it be interesting when I get to the Georgia hour if the governor of New Jersey goes Republican, but the two races for PSC in Georgia go Democrat? Interesting. But there's New Jersey. Now, this is an interesting poll in Virginia. This is, again, the Tafagher Group. Insider Advantage has Spanberger at 48 and Sears at 45. Now, the Attorney General race in Virginia, right, with Jones. Now, Jones is the guy that had the message out that 2 bullets to the head to the former Virginia Speaker of their state house. Just some really nasty messages. The Republican with the Tavager Group, you see, he's up 50-45 over Jones. So that issue with Jones running the Democrat, Spanberger would not denounce him at any time, would not remove her endorsement of him. That's pulling Sears up. So these two races are going to be down to the wire. As you can see, New York City mayor race. Give me video 4.
Candidate in the Democratic primary for him to set foot in a mosque. He had more than 10 years, and he couldn't name a single mosque at the last debate we had that he visited. And what Muslims want in this city is what every community wants and deserves. They want equality and they want respect. And it took me to get you to even see those Muslims as part of this city. And that, frankly, is something that is shameful and is why so many New Yorkers have lost faith in this politics.
Yeah, except that is totally false. I worked with the Muslim community for many years.
Name a single mosque you went to when you were the governor. Can you name a single mosque you went to in 10 years?
Before you were ever here.
Before I was here?
Before you were even in state government. I worked with the Muslim community. Yeah. Imams presided over State of the States. We worked in religious working groups, tolerance groups, anti-Semitic groups, etc.
All right, gentlemen.
In America, you have, you have the New York City mayor's race, Mondani, 52. The option is Cuomo at 28, and Curtis Sleewall at 14, right? I just really, it's really interesting that we have come full circle to Dearborn, Michigan has over loudspeakers, what, 5 times a day, public calls for Muslim prayer. And we have an election that Mondani is hinging on the Muslim vote for New York City to win. Muslim vote. I for one, I don't know how we turn this totally back around. I don't know how we turn this around. I'm not for sure. So I want to do the narco terrorist, but before I do, because I want enough room for that, Trump is meeting with Zelensky today. He's meeting with Zelensky today, and he's going to meet with I have it here somewhere. Here is 54. Here's today's New York Post. I want to show you that one. And then he's meeting with Zelensky today, and he's going to meet with, there you go, Mondaji. Dodged the questions last night. Mondaji, you got jail. That's pretty good. I like the New York Post. You got jail. Interesting. So give me number 57. They're going to meet in Budapest, right, in 2 weeks. Trump is going to meet with him in 2 weeks. But yesterday he talked to Putin for 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. By the way, they're talking about Trump's cognitive function. I don't know. When does this guy sleep? When does he sleep? He met with Putin for 2.5 hours yesterday. Tomahawk missiles. Putin has said very clear. You give them Tomahawk missiles, it changes things. It changes things. So here you go. He's meeting with Zelensky today. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. 75, right? These are BBC. Want to go across the pond right here. Zelensky to make case for missiles at White House after Trump and Putin agree to a meeting. Here is 76. Let's go across the pond again. Putin and Trump call is a curveball to Zelensky ahead of the White House meeting. The phone conversation held while Zelensky was flying to Washington. There you go, number 74. It's very clear. Tomahawk missiles changes everything. Everything. Bottom line, right there. Russia to regard Tomahawk delivery to Ukraine as hostile action. And Trump to Zelensky, number 73. And let me show you this one right here. Trump and Zelensky to meet as Kiev presses for Tomahawks. So number 79. Let me just say this. They're already going through rolling blackouts in Kiev. Rolling blackouts. Russian missiles pound Ukraine cities in massive morning attack. Energy infrastructure. Look, when they meet today, Zelensky needs to know that Putin is pounding and he's going to freeze their people to death this winter. Ukrainians will freeze to death this winter. And Russia's going to make sure it happens. Zelensky's got to make some kind of deal. Tomahawk missiles will only provoke Russia to go to war with NATO. I don't know that anybody wants that. Now that Russia has 2 secure bases, where? In Syria. Can't make it up. Take a break. We'll be right back.
At Days Chevrolet in Jasper, we're proud because for more than 65 years, we've built a legacy of trust for the families we serve. That's why 80% of our business comes from repeat customers and referrals. When you treat folks as well as we do, word is bound to get around. Days Chevrolet in Jasper, family first since 1959. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, we can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
All right, folks, I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics on voiceofruralamerica.com. I want to put some things together. All right, this Friday, I want you to go through them, and I want you to come back Monday over the weekend. I know you get upset when you have homework throughout the weekend. I want you to come back throughout the weekend and tell me where you feel, well, if we're close. Here's what I mean. So let's start out with the boats, right? So we have these narco terrorists, and we have Venezuela, right? Exactly. And this guy right here, number 47, we have another boat that we took out of the water. Then we have Pentagon in crisis over commander overseeing deadly cartel strikes mysteriously quits amid clash with Pete Hegseth as another drug boat is destroyed in the Caribbean. So this admiral, number 48, right? This is a Navy admiral, and Alvin Hosley, Admiral Alvin Halsey, and he is retiring. Here is number 49. The U.S. military carried out another strike on what they call narco terrorists. Then we have, remember, we have the CIA. Trump was asked yesterday by Ed, what is Ed's O'Keefe? Is that his name? Ed O'Keefe with CBS. Mr. President, what about the CIA mission in Venezuela? So keep this in mind, right? CIA mission in Venezuela. We've got these boats, the 6-1 blown out of the water. And let me find some other stuff here. So, narco terrorist. Give me video, narco terrorist, video 3.
On Venezuelan votes, I want to ask you, why not have the Coast Guard stop them, which it is empowered by law to do? This way you can confirm who's on the boat and ensure that they're doing what you suspect.
Because we've been doing that for 30 years, and it has been totally ineffective. They have faster boats. Some of these boats are seriously, they're world-class speedboats, but they're not faster than missiles. But we've been trying to do that for years, and so much of the drugs, 25-30%, would come in through the seas. Right now we have, I would say, none coming in through the seas. In fact, I don't know about the fishing industry. If you want to go fishing, a lot of people aren't deciding to even go fishing. We've almost totally stopped it by sea. Now we'll stop it by land.
What's the next
But
step?
it never worked. It never worked when you did it in a very politically correct manner.
What's the next step in this war?
All right, so number 105. Maduro is Venezuela mobilizes troops. Now, Maduro wants to make a deal. He wants to make a deal. He is concerned why the CIA, here it is, number 124, Trump says he authorized CIA to operate inside Venezuela. Okay? This is starting to get interesting. Operating inside of Venezuela. So, CIA's in Venezuela, blowing the boats out of the water, coming from Venezuela. Maduro wants to make a deal. What do you think the reason is we're in? And don't forget, number 140, Smartmatic was indicted over alleged bribes. That was yesterday. Smartmatic was indicted. So what do you think the overall is that you can point to with Venezuela? Do you think at the end of the day, now, I just want to say this. Do you think at the end of the day, it's going to have anything to do with voting? Do you? Do you think at the end of the day, everything that's happening surrounding Venezuela will have anything to do with elections? Because number 60, remember, right? So as you well know, you've been told over the years that our machines are not connected to the internet. One Republican now controls a huge chunk of U.S. infrastructure. The Dominion voting machines. Do you trust them now? Will you trust them because of that? So I want you to think about that this weekend, and I want you to get back to me. Everything that's surrounding Venezuela. Now, I will tell you this. I think more drugs come through Mexico. I think they bring drugs through Mexico. I know our Border Patrol, maybe our Border Patrol has stopped it and closed it off in Mexico, and they got to come through Venezuela now. I'm not for sure 100% on the drug trade. But what do you think it goes back to Venezuela for? I'm waiting to hear from you. That's right. Exactly. Yes. So now let's get into illegal immigration Monday. Let's not go into the weekend talking about that. But I will say this. We have to stop judges, right? So give me number 80. I asked AI this morning. In 2025, the Supreme Court issued a major ruling in a case, Trump versus Casa, Inc., which significantly limited the ability of lower federal courts to issue nationwide or universal injunctions. Well, I called it judicial overreach, and AI did not find judicial overreach in a quote. But give me number 81. The Supreme Court said on June 27th, 2025, that these lower court judges cannot keep issuing these blanket rulings to control the entire country, basically. The Supreme Court's already said these lower court judges cannot do this, yet they still do. Let me give you this one right here. U.S. budget deficit number 87 has edged lower. The United States budget deficit has edged lower in 2025 as a record-setting tariff collections helped offset what also was unprecedented number for payments on a spiraling national debt. Now, look this up. This is going to blow you away. Look this up. Tariff credits. Now, we are reducing the shortfall in the year marked by bruising trade war and high finance costs. The federal government managed to escape with 1.8 trillion shortfall, some 41 billion or 2.2% less. Now, that's not a big deal, but just think. They are fighting Trump in court over these tariffs. Yet our government, our people are fighting Trump over these tariffs in our courts. And if we lose, we have to give back the money. So when something comes in from a country that's under one of these tariffs that's in question, they get tariff credits. They get tariff credits. Go look this up. Get back to me. They're selling the tariff credits. You can actually go buy someone's tariff credits and roll the dice. Yeah, you can do that. Look it up. I'll bring it to you Monday. Tariff credits. Look it up. And can you purchase tariff credits? So I told you we got to go to the Georgia hour at 10 o'clock, and I have made a decision. No matter what's going on, we're going to leave every Friday having some fun. We are. First of all, 100 Baby Dog. Do you guys know Baby Dog? Right here. Jim Justice is the senator from West Virginia. And he had a birthday party for Baby Dog. That's his bulldog. So, Baby Dog, even though the government is shut down, they had a birthday party for Baby Dog. Scrounged up enough money for some balloons, hats, and got him a cake. So, just there you go. Number 13, I told you this earlier. I just want you to see this. Stellantis is going to move 2,000 jobs. Now, so last week, I introduced you, I think a couple of weeks ago, Stellantis plans to increase vehicle production 50%, 2,000 jobs. Well, let's see, that says over 4 years in the United States to add more than 5,000 jobs, but I understand 2,000 are coming from moving production from Canada. So I don't know who is doing this. I mean, you can follow it on X, but they're doing this thing called diaper diplomacy. It is so humorous. Now, what you have to do is you have to watch the screen for the facial expressions. And Trump talks about deranged Jack Smith, right? Lisa Monaco. It is just, it is really something enjoyable that they did. They do them all the time. But I picked this one out. This is Diaper Diplomacy Deranged Jack Smith Video 1.
But what they did was criminal. Deranged Jack Smith, in my opinion, is a criminal. And I noticed his interviewer was, I think that was Weissman. And I hope they're going to look into Weissman too. Weissman's a bad guy. And he had somebody in Lisa, who was his puppet, worked in the office really as the top person. And I think that she should be looked at very strongly. There was tremendous criminal activity having to do. If we don't have fair elections in this country, we're not going to have a country. And I've said it from the beginning, fair elections and borders. And we need also fair press, because if you don't have fair press, it's very tough. And we've got the strongest border of anybody. Nobody has a border. We have a border where the numbers just came out again. You saw 0 people came in illegally. Now, we do take people into our country legally, but 0 people. But, you know, you're talking about a different subject. You're talking about political crime. They have committed massive political crime. I hope they're looking at Shifty Schiff. I hope they're looking at all these people. And I'm allowed to find out. I'm allowed to, you know, I'm, in theory, the chief law enforcement officer. But I have a very good, talented group. This is about something else. But I hope they're looking at political crime, because there's never been so much political crime against a political opponent as what I had to go through. They raided my house in Florida. It was an illegal raid. I have a lawsuit that was doing very well. And when I became president, I said, I'm sort of suing myself. I don't know. How do you settle the lawsuit? I'll say, give me X dollars, right? And I don't know what to do with the lawsuit. It's a great lawsuit. And now I won. It sort of looks bad. I'm suing myself, right? So I don't know. But that was a lawsuit that was very strong, very powerful. They raided illegally my house in Florida, Mar-a-Lago. They went through the drawers of my young son. They went through all of the cabinets and drawers of the First Lady. She walked in, she said, wow, what happened? Because she's very meticulous, and this wasn't so meticulous. As she looked into the drawers and she saw everything a mess.
Did you see Melania? Did you see George Stephanopoulos at ABC? How about Tom Homan? I just, you know, you got to smile. You got to smile. There's so much going on out there. You have to, from time to time, you've got to smile. And, you know, how about this? We've got to get ready for the George Hour. Here's 23. Trump confirms approval of CIA covert action in Venezuela. This is the guy right here. 10,000 jobs could be gone, right? Number 24. OMB director, right? No one, I don't think anyone you can remember an OMB director from any administration off the top of your head without looking it up. Russ Voigt will be, I mean, it's a name that most people know now. The OMB, Office of Management and Budget, he is the guy shifting all the dollars around, putting them in the columns to pay bills as we shut down 10,000 jobs, Department of Education, and so much more. Let me double check what else I have here. Give me number 50. MSNBC, I don't know what they will do with it, but NBC News fires all its wokest journalists as part of a huge cuts after splitting with MSNBC. So I think they're going to change it to MS Now, right? Is that what it is? MS Now. They're taking the NBC off. They are preparing to put all the whack jobs in one container and sell it. I'm serious. NBC, and I'm not taking up for anyone at the NBC Comcast. Is that what it is still? But what they are doing is they are taking all the whack jobs they can find, shifting them over to what they're going to be calling MS Now. And once they have that completed, separated on that date, they will sell that. MS Now, very soon in the near future, will not be NBC. And again, we're not saying that NBC is by any means headed in the right direction, but they are getting rid of MSNBC and moving all the woke. I think what you can't make this up. 68. There's Bernie Sanders heaping praise on MTG, right? Do you think 102, do you think that Mike Johnson should seat right there? Democrats ramp up pressure on Speaker Johnson to seat Rep-elect, I can't pronounce her name. I don't want to mess it up. Hispanic lady from out in Arizona. Folks, you do not have to be in session every time Mike Johnson comes up. This is a little troubling. The people of Arizona, unless this election's contested, unless somebody can say, hey, this lady really, she did not win the election, whatever the case may be. But Mike Johnson has sworn in 3 Republicans that have won special elections within 24 hours. Within 24 hours of their election, Mike Johnson has, sworn in 3 Republicans. His excuse here is this Democrat is that government is shut down. I don't know. I don't know about that. What say you, regardless Republican or Democrat? What do you think? And the shutdown. Do you think they'll open up for business? No. The Senate is out. They will not be back, until Monday? So it goes into next week, the government shutdown. Number 53, we're going to close. We have to go for the Georgia Hour. Don't forget, Ace Frehley, a kiss, died yesterday. 74 years old. Wow. 1973. Kiss. We'll be back at 10 o'clock with the Georgia Hour. And should the candidates in Georgia answer the question still about the 2020 election? What say you? 10 o'clock, Georgia Hour. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere.
Chevrolet in Jasper. It's last call. Your last chance to save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs. Don't miss last call and save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs at Day Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender, we take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
This is a special report.
Knowing how to invest your money is harder than ever before. Dealing with stock market volatility, record debt, and terrorist attacks requires new thinking. At U.S. Asset Management, We can help you see the world more clearly so that you can move beyond the chaos and invest with confidence. Call us, visit us online, or drop by our office. U.S. Asset Management, helping you make better decisions with your money.
Mesquite Grill, now offering online ordering for your convenience. Check out our new website at mesquitegrillbr.com. That's mesquitegrillbr.com. The great food and service you have come to expect, ready for you when you arrive. Open 7 days a week with a fully stocked bar and friendly service. Bring your furry friends with you and dine on our pet-friendly patio. Also, check out our catering options and let us prepare delicious food for your next event.
Chevrolet in Jasper. It's last call. Your last chance to save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs. Don't miss last call and save $12,000 off Silverado 1500 and $7,500 off Silverado 2500 crew cabs at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. Together, let's drive.
Larry's Body Shop in Ellijay. Family owned and operated since 1978. The latest in cutting-edge digital technology and state-of-the-art equipment allow our iCard Gold Class certified technicians to restore your vehicle. Our second-to-none customer service will work directly with your insurance company. Major accident or minor fender bender. We take the dents out of accidents. Larry's Body Shop, North Georgia's #1 body shop. Visit us at collisiondecision.com.
Why give your money to liberal media companies? Put your marketing needs in the hands of a conservative marketing professional and start getting results today. FYN Media Group, one of the top digital marketing agencies in Georgia, specializes in website design and hosting, social media promotion and management, and so much more. Visit FYNmediagroup.com or call 706-889-3564 for a free consultation.
Welcome to El Rey Azteca Mexican Restaurant. We invite you to indulge your senses with our from-scratch authentic Mexican food. Whether you are hungry for fajitas or the El Rey Azteca burrito, we offer a wide variety of fine Mexican dishes, drinks, and desserts. Our inviting patio, indoor seating, and bar has a seat for everyone. So come to El Rey Azteca for delicious food, great drinks, good friends, and loads of fun in a casual and friendly atmosphere.
Ladies, when you wear elegant jewelry, you become a force to be reckoned with. You shine brighter than the stars in the sky, and your inner beauty radiates like the sun. So embrace the magic, embrace the elegance, and let your jewelry be a reflection of your true, authentic self. My friends over at North Georgia Diamond know what a woman wants. Go see them for the perfect gift. And remember, when it comes to elegance, there's no such thing as too much. Come see us at North Georgia Diamond. We're igniting passion one sparkle at a time.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
All right, folks. I ran and grabbed some breakfast during that little break. Quick breakfast. Hi, how are you? Friday, October 17th, 2025, 10 a.m. It is time for the Georgia Hour. The Georgia Hour brought to you by voiceofruralamerica.com. Hi, Diane. This is it. 59 minutes. I will return to Studio A Monday morning. This is Studio C. This is my last broadcast here, and we will return again Monday morning. Now, if you email me, I received an email this morning that has some information that wants to talk. And if you email right there on the bottom of the screen, whether it be Diane or myself, if you email Diane, she'll make sure I get the information. Whether it's documents, whether it's a story, whatever it may be, there's the phone number, text. I will get back to you. So one of our viewers now, I'll let you know, I did send you a message saying, I think I can call you approximately 2 o'clock. So I have a quick, all right, what's this right here? All right, okay. I'm just looking. Ooh, I see that one. I agree with you. I agree with you. Where are the grocery prices down? Certainly not in. I agree with you. I said that earlier. Let me get to Georgia. I mean, I agree with you. Where are the grocery prices down? So, I just want to say, and this is, would you briefly, so the AJC, President Trump brings this up. Now, this puts candidates in a tough position. Why shouldn't they be? Now, when I say we've had 4 years, the state of Georgia has had it's 2025. We've had 4 years to solve. We've had 4 years to solve the 2020 stolen election from the people. All right. Go here. So we've had 4 years to let me get this cleared up. I'm sorry. to clear up the stolen election in Georgia. Now, let me get this rolling. I'm taking too much time. Sorry about that answer to text message. But we've had 4 years to clean up the stolen election in Georgia. We have a governor completely glossed over it. This will upset many out there. We have a lieutenant governor. Boom. We have Greg the Weasel that's in the Georgia State Senate that's out bragging he's the super MAGA man. Nothing. We have Greg the Weasel that's out bragging that he has a committee that he's questioned Fani Willis. Nothing. We still have a Fulton County locked, sealed ballots that we know just there alone is a treasure trove, much more than 11,780 or whatever they claimed President Trump was short in Georgia. We know that. You see, I know that. You know that. Governor Kemp knows that, right? Lieutenant Governor knows that. John Burns, Speaker of the House, knows that. Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger knows that. Gabriel Sterling knows that. John Feverer, whatever, chair of the State Board of Elections, knows that. And Dr. Janice Johnson knows that. We all know that. Ed Martin, DOJ, he knows that. Donald Trump knows that. But we are still, do we put an asterisk next to 2020 in Georgia and move on? So this morning, President Trump said 2 days ago, let me go with video 17.
Twice. Okay. I wanted very big the last time, and I wanted big the first time, and I wanted big the second time, but we had criminals that didn't allow, I hope they're going to go into that. I hope they go into the votes which are being stored in Fulton County and take a real look at those votes, okay? Because I won it the second time too.
So, number 89. Do you think after President Trump said that 2 days ago, right? After President Trump said that 2 days ago. Now, the only thing that's really happened in Georgia, when I say the only thing, and this is not negative to all the people out there that have worked so hard on different rules for voting, trying to get legislation passed, anyone and everyone that's worked so hard. When I say the only accomplishment, the true accomplishment, not SB 189, not SB 202, where the governor's gone around and, it's easier to vote and harder to cheat and all that stuff. Not any of that. The only thing we've accomplished where 2020 is concerned is a rogue DA, Fani Willis, was removed from the case, the RICO case against Donald Trump and the others in this RICO case, was removed, Fulton County DA. Fani Willis has not been removed. Now, there's a mechanism, they don't talk about it, but there is a mechanism in Georgia state law that can remove someone out of a constitutional office. It can be done. But don't forget now, Brian Kemp held the press conference and he could not see anything that Fani Willis had done wrong. And then you have the rogue committee meetings where Greg the Weasel Dolezal wants to pretend he's doing something amazing and he's Mr. MAGA. But I sit here today, when it comes to Georgia, and the only one that has the guts and the courage to actually say this is President Donald J. Trump. When Zach Merchant interviewed Burt Jones, the lieutenant governor that has the endorsement from Donald J. Trump, and said, if you were governor, would you have certified the 2020 election? And I think within 3 minutes and 2 or 3 attempts from Zach Merchant, Burt Jones finally said, by law, I would have had to have certified. Maybe it took 3 minutes, right? By the Georgia Constitution. Now, Chris Carr, like him or not, answered Zach Merchant in a split second and said, yes, Georgia State Constitution said I had to certify it. I would have certified it immediately. Now, I don't like that answer, but I got one. So the only one in Georgia right now that has the courage to say, yes, it happened, is President Donald Trump. When I say in Georgia, I'm talking about anyone. So Republicans running for Secretary of State are still split on 2020. This is the article out this morning. Do you think it's a fair question to ask any of these candidates? And there is, so number 90, Gabe Sterling made national headlines by defending the results of 2020, right? The 2026 contest to replace outgoing Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger will shape how Georgia oversees elections. Voters will determine whether his successor can be a candidate who sides with defenders of the 2020 election or one who still has questions. So this is a pretty decent question from the AJC, like it or not. The next Secretary of State of Georgia, it's not going back, it's understanding for that office. Should the next Secretary of State of Georgia go into that office not acknowledging the 2020 election was stolen and cannot be stolen from the American people, the good citizens of Georgia again? Now, I've asked the questions, will you decertify the machines? The Secretary of State can decertify the machines. On day one, the next Secretary of State of Georgia can decertify the machines based on ask, Lord, my God, they quoted, what's his name? Field Cersei, ask him. He'll start quoting you all the Georgia law. Ask Garland Favorito, they'll start quoting you. There's multiple ones that will start quoting all of the Georgia law that is violated where these machines and the contract is broken, and we can decertify them on day one. In fact, we wanted to use paper ballots. We wanted counties to do a test run with paper ballots for the PSC race, and Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger shut it down. So keep this in mind. The next voting system in Georgia that goes through the Secretary of State's office, I will tell you this, and I'm going to show you in a minute. The Dominion voting machine being purchased by a Republican makes me nervous. Because if you were sitting here a month ago, right? If you were sitting here a month ago and you want the Dominion voting machines gone and you don't want to vote on electronic devices, think about it. how else to get you to use something electronic, even if it's paper with what? Tabulators, poll books, electronic poll books, right? I'd rather have just poll books, not electronic poll books. That's why I guess I'd just rather have that. I don't know. Am I wrong? I'd rather have hand counted. Now, that being said, voters will determine whether his successor will be a candidate. Sterling entered the race saying he will fight to keep state elections the safest in the nation. So we know Gabriel Sterling, right? We know how he feels. Now, number 91. Kelvin King. All right. Kelvin King in the race needs to answer these questions concerning the machines and what the next voting system will be. I want the next Secretary of State to be very clear with us in Georgia on the voting system. I want the next Secretary of State to be very clear with us that they will work with counties, Board of Elections. I want the next Secretary of State not to be scaring the county Board of Election members that they will be sued when they will not. I mean, we have seen that through this Secretary of State's office in 2 administrations now, 2 terms, not administrations, in 2 terms, where they put fear into the county Board of Elections not to do anything. Vernon Jones. They all stopped short. At a Wednesday, give me number 92, at a Wednesday news conference, Jones stopped short of saying the election was stolen, but said there were too many prominent irregularities not to question the election. So he did. He spun it right around. Only President Trump will stand up and say, I won the election. Now, 93, because right now we have Gabe Sterling, we have Vernon Jones is in the race, we have Kelvin King, and then we have Tim Fleming. And Tim Fleming, 93, it's giving the, let's see, he said, this is Tim Fleming, running for Secretary of State, who is chairing the Blue Ribbon panel on election procedures. He said the committee's purpose is to take a comprehensive, nonpartisan, data-driven look at how elections are conducted across the state of Georgia. Since the inaugural meeting, Fleming and other committee members have traveled the state listening to election experts, officials, party leaders, activists, and others, right? Now, number 94, at the meeting in Augusta, he expressed frustrations with the state election board, Tim Fleming did. We've seen grandstanding, bombastic rhetoric, public disputes that have done little to serve voters and have at times undermined the confidence in the system itself, Fleming said. Last legislative session, he sponsored a bill that would have banned absentee ballot drop-offs the weekend before Election Day. So, we have 4 candidates for Secretary of State of Georgia. And I think they have to be firm with their answers. I really do. In my position, I feel they have to be firm in their answers. And in my position, I want the next Secretary of State to know right now, basically, what the next voting system will be in Georgia. That's what I want. Because keep this in mind, this is generally how it works without some argument. The Secretary of State gets to put together the recommendation for the next voting system. They get to put that together. And the bottom line is, then once they put it together, they take it to the state legislature. State legislature, their committees can ask all the questions they want about the voting system and so forth. But when it's over, the state legislature appropriates the money and enters the contract with whomever we decide we're going to go with on the election process. They enter the contract with the money. But the Secretary of State is going to be the one that comes to the table and says, this is who we want to use, or this is the system we want to put in place. So, I mean, I have to tell you, I want to hear from the governor. I do want to hear from the lieutenant governor, and I want to hear from others, but I want to hear from the governor candidate and the Secretary of State candidate. Do you think it's important that those candidates know or just know what happened in 2020, acknowledge what happened in 2020, or just wipe the slate clean and move on? Just saying. All right, I spent enough time on that. I'd love to hear from you concerning that. Now, nothing like carrying water. Number 85, I try to tell you this all the time. They are carrying this guy's water, and look at this. This is just carrying water. Derek Dooley joined Martha Zoller. I think too many people go up to D.C. and they get intoxicated with power. They get so consumed with the politics, and they start making decisions that are based on their personal gain over the people of Georgia. This is On the Phone with Derek Dooley. I mean, Martha's a nice person, but boy, can she she can tote the party line. Now, Martha can, if anybody can do it, Martha Zoller can tote that party line. Now, so I just want to bring this up. Fulton County. Now, this would be Greg, number 44, the Weasel. And I can't go into detail because I want the show to have facts. But I do understand he acknowledged that he had an investment with First Liberty Building and Loan. I understand that we can confirm he's acknowledged it now. I can't go into any other details. I was not actually there, but I spoke to someone that confirmed to me that he has acknowledged to them that he had an investment in First Liberty Building and Loan. Now, again, you can go over to Scott Howard. He has another Substack. Scott Howard has another Substack where he gives his clear view on what he thinks concerning Greg the Weasel. Now, my interest to him is this guy does a 4-page. I am about tired of any of you doing these President Trump mailers. And this is Greg the Weasel's got a 4-page mailer, and he's trying to present, he's running for lieutenant governor, that he is the MAGA king. You can't beat him. Family man, just number one family man, godly man, MAGA king, the guy that questioned Fonnie Willis. He has stood strong. Well, wait a minute. You've got pictures. I wonder if Greg will send out pictures like this in his next flyer. I wonder if his next flyer he'll do this, 143. Because, you see, I'm not going to tell you where this was at. I know where it was at. I wasn't invited. But here's 143. And this is Greg the Weasel. Wait for Diane to get over there. Did I send it? I didn't forget it, did I? Is that the message? Okay. Did I send you 143? Sorry.
No, I don't have 143.
Well, when was you going to text me and tell me? When I turned gray?
No, I thought my microphone was on, but apparently you didn't hear me.
No, I didn't. Now listen. There's times when I have selective hearing, but that wasn't one of them. All right. I think you have 143. I think you're just trying to irritate me. That's what I do. I probably didn't send it, folks. Here it comes. All right. So, wow, it's dark in here. So here you go. This is Greg Dolezal. Greg, I want to know, he just sent out a 4-page. I don't want anyone else to send out another mailer as the MAGA warrior, as the MAGA anything, as the MAGA king. I'm MAGA, you're MAGA, anything. If you don't have the cojones to say the 2020 election was rigged, was stolen from Donald J. Trump, and you want Fulton County. Now, how can you stand and take this picture? How in the hell can you, how in the hell can you send out MAGA picture to mailers and take this picture? You know who that is? Is it Rob or Ron? Rob Pitts. You know who Rob Pitts is? He is the chairman. He is the chairman of Fulton County Commission. He's the chairman of Fulton County Commission. Right there. The Fulton County that has fought and spent millions of dollars stopping you and I from looking at those ballots. The Fulton County, right, that has done everything to make sure we don't audit those ballots. The Fulton County that has done everything to stop Jason Frazier and Julie Adams from serving on the Fulton County Board of Registration elections. How in the hell would you line up at a party and take a picture with this guy? Why would you do that? I want everyone to see this picture. And I want you to see Fulton County. That's who he is. Fulton County. And a guy that claims he's MAGA. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you right now. That is Greg the Weasel. He is a friggin' weasel. He just is. Ain't no damn way in hell I would attend a party. First of all, the party he was at, I don't want to go into details on that one, all right? And in no way I would be. Now, if you're caught in a picture, like if somebody comes and sits down next to you, that kind of stuff happens. But this is a pose. Greg posed with Fulton County, right? Take that down. So anyhow, it's already 10:30. I want to answer a quick question. Remember this past week, we've been talking about this. Dennis Futch, number 3. I just want to get to this because we have a lot more to do on Georgia. This is Dennis Futch, and he is the jackal of Georgia. We showed you this week where he attacked the sheriff of his county, law enforcement. Number 2, here's Dennis Futch. The Georgia Republican Party will not separate themselves from Dennis. Dennis is the chairman of Colquitt County Republican Party, also chairs the Georgia Republican Party Rural Voter Task Force. Here's another graphic of him, Dennis Futch, number 1. Now, remember, number 4, we just want to show you this. There he is, chairman. And number 4, there's the sheriff of Colquitt County, Rod Howe. We were sent this text message earlier in the week, number 5. And I just have a small update here. And remember, we identified that we've identified, and I think if you want to ask, okay, the DF is what we're being told is Dennis Futch. The RH is the sheriff. We've been looking for the SW. Now, it's my understanding, and if he wants to deny this, he can, that the SW is Sam Watson. That's my understanding, is the SW is Sam Watson. So if you're out there and you want to ask Sam Watson, that is State Senator Sam Watson, right? If you want to ask him if he is the SW here to confirm, that would be great. Or ask him about this text message chain with the sheriff, because it's very disturbing. The DF here, you can either help or you can stay away. Don't really care. You cannot stop it. This is happening. Now, they did this on the square, I think. I just talked to the governor. You're dead in the effing water. Now tell me what you're going to do so I could do what I need to do. Would you like a call from Donald Trump? I mean, it's pretty ugly. This is pretty ugly. Oh, by the way, this is a guy that, his Facebook page, Christian, moral, father, grandfather. Yeah, by the way, that's his identity on his Facebook page. But as you can see, text messages, he can get pretty ugly. You don't know, I'm going to put the don't in there, who you're effing with here. In time, it is time to stand up, I think. Stand up and be a man, not cowards. If you try to stop our assembly, I will sue you in the effing county. The county, for every effing thing the county owns. I have 20 million liquid. You got it in the vault. That's liquid cash. I got 20 million cash, and I've got friends everywhere. Just try me. This is ugly. Here's the reason I'm doing this once again, just briefly. The lawyers I have make Lester look like a damn janitor. Now, this is Lester, number 6. We didn't have this the other day. This is the county attorney, right? Lester Castillo. He's the county attorney. As you can see, Dennis is attacking him. Give me number 7. Lester M. Casillo is county attorney for Colquitt County, Georgia. Right there. So he's attacking Lester, the sheriff. I think Sam Watson's in there. And we're still waiting on some kind of statement from the Georgia Republican Party on whether they're going to condemn these actions by Dennis Futch, because Dennis must go. Dennis must go. I think he gave $80,000 last year. Sooner or later, this can't be all about the money. What if Dennis says something this nasty? What if, the young Republicans, right? We have text messages that the young Republicans, not in Georgia, but have put out that they're attacking, that have made all kinds of really bad statements. I was told this text message is tame compared to some of them that Dennis Futch has put out. Now, I'm not aware of that. I don't have it, but that's what I was told. So if this kind of stuff starts getting out and some media pick it up when they want to and run with it, there could be problems. The Georgia Republican Party must condemn this immediately, must remove Dennis. This is not okay. I don't know the sheriff, but obviously he got elected. That's all I know. I don't know him. Maybe not a great person, but he got elected. The people elected him. And he is law enforcement and the county attorney. So just saying, so take that down. We always need to throw in there momentarily. Don't forget, this is really sad. It's really sad. Number 8. I mean, this is sad. It just is. Here we have number 8, right? Georgians are suffering. That's poor little Debbie Doonaster. It just breaks my heart every time I see Georgians are suffering. Standing on a street corner with a tin cup. It's the saddest thing. She's been that way ever since the frost. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Seems like she's been down ever since Brant Frost and the family. She's maybe just down about it. It's got her emotionally. But anyway, take that down. Now, the PSC race. I want to get into that, but I don't want to go any further till I give you number 42. This was yesterday, and I held it for today because I got busy. I think we need to ask every elected official this question. I'm serious, okay? I go to a lot of these stump speeches. And these guys and gals, whoever's running for office, they get 5 or 6 minutes. And in the 5 or 6 minutes, because they're running in the primary right now, they will say, Trump, MAGA, America first. They will do that as many times as they can in the first 5 or 6 minutes. They'll do that. They'll talk about, some of them, how they've been cutting the state income tax. And they're researching now how to get rid of the state income tax. Then they'll bring up and say to you, well, now they know that people want to talk about property tax. And they'll talk about property tax, and then they'll say, well, at least relief for our seniors. Now, they know when they stand up and tell you that property tax and at least relief for our seniors, that's code word for shift the burden. And do I sit here today? I guess 65 will go with 60. I think the day you turn 65, You should never pay another tax, period. Property tax. Go buy a brand new car. Go get a car. Whatever you want. You're 65. You worked your ass off. No tax. Right? I think you should have a card that you walk in, you say, boom. I got my official no tax card. No matter what I purchased. A pair of shoes, no matter what. I'm 65. I worked my whole ass off my whole life. I paid property taxes. I paid school taxes. Every time I came in the store and bought my kids shoes, shirts, whatever, I paid taxes. I bought a car, I paid taxes and fees. I'm 100% exempt. Well, you can't do that. Yes, you can. You can do that. And you can do it and not shift the burden. See, that's what they want to do. Look at here. Now, this can be debated. It's actually not as strong as it was last year. It's not as high. I think there was 1.2 billion more last year. But look at this, and then I want to go back here because I want to explain this article that's on the screen. Look at here, number 88. Now, the state has to have a certain amount of operating money. That's just a fact. Your state has to have operating money. All right? And I couldn't remember in the county if the county used to, the one time the county used to have want 3 months reserve. Like if not another dollar came in, the county could reserve for 3 months. I don't know, maybe more, but say 3 months. So you have to have operating money. I get that. But you never hear any politician out there in the state of Georgia talk about cutting anything. The word cut never comes out of their mouth. Never. They never say that. Now, the only thing they will talk about on property tax is seniors. But they plan to shift the burden. They don't plan to make any cuts. That's the bottom line, right? None whatsoever. They no cuts. Now, Georgia has 14.6 billion in reserves. What to do with it? Are you not tired in the state of Georgia of every once in a while they give you $500? Well, they don't give you anything. Let me clear that up. That was a misstatement if I ever made one. Don't you get irritated every once in a while that they'll say, well, we're sending you $500? Okay. So you bought me almost 2 tires? Thank you, Dad. So you never hear one of these politicians on the campaign trail talking about cutting anything. Nothing. Now, when they do talk property tax, they'll say, well, at least seniors. Because they will not cut back anywhere. Nowhere. But the federal government, how come you're demanding, how come you cheer? Now, how can you cheer the federal government cutting 10,000 jobs, right? How can you cheer the federal government cutting 10,000 jobs and bypass the state of Georgia that our bureaucracies in Georgia are not so bloated Our state budget has gone up $10 billion in 4 years. 4 years, $10 billion. Not one candidate, lieutenant governor, governor, not one candidate talks about Doge in Georgia. Not one candidate talks about cutting anything out of the budget. Property tax. Now, I want to go back to this right here. Diane, give me this because where was I at? I know I'm here somewhere. I had it yesterday, so give me 42. This ought to set your ears on fire. Now, counties. You see, the counties will never talk about cutting back anything when they're running in the same growth percentage of the state. How can any politician in the state look at a county and say, or a board of education, and say, stop the construction? Stop. You know, if not right now. Stop the construction. Stop buying things. They can't because the state is exploded. Now, what this says, and I've got some other things I want to do, and I got to get out here. For more than 100 years, local governments have skirted constitutional limits on some taxes because the state Supreme Court said they can call them fees. Now the Georgia's Chief Justice is wondering if the court got it wrong. Chief Justice Niels, is that his name? Peterson, who took over the court's top job in April, noted that the court has long justified these fees because local governments have the power to tax. But at the same time, the court has exempted these fees from constitutional restrictions on taxes. I have no idea how to reconcile our historic precedents with itself, much less with the Constitution text it's purported, right, to interpret and apply. So here's what I want. This came from the Supreme Court. This is the Chief Justice of the Georgia Supreme Court, sitting next to Charles, what is his name again? What is that Supreme Court Justice name again? Well, I'll get it because I want to tell you. Do you see the guy, not the guy without hair, the guy to the right? What is his name? You realize he was named a Supreme Court Justice in the state of Georgia and never was in a courtroom, never tried a case, never. He bypassed Superior Court. I think he went straight to appeals. I think he did. And then he went to Supreme Court, or did he go straight there? I'll get it for you Monday. This guy he was a state senator. He was a state senator, and I think Chuck Payne, Georgia State Senator Chuck Payne, took his place, and I forget his name, but he never tried a case, and Nathan Deal put him on the Supreme Court of Georgia. Just saying. Never was in a courtroom. Anyhow, I want you to go, and I want you to start pressuring. I didn't do it. This article's right here. They wrote it. Supreme Court, Chief Justice of the Georgia Supreme Court made the statement, not me. So when they attack me, fine. Fees. I want to know what governor candidate will cut back the power of the governor's office. What governor candidate will take this on? Who will introduce legislation? Because these counties are out of control. Totally. When I say there's 159, you may be out there saying, not my county. Okay, good for you. These counties are out of control. These Board of Educations, they're out of control. The taxing is out of control in the state of Georgia. Any real Republican will campaign on that. Well, let me tell you something. Democrats, independent voters, guess what? Democrats and independent voters, they pay taxes too. And believe it or not, there's a lot of Democrats that will never tell you they're Tea Party, because remember when Tea Party meant taxed enough already? Why do you think people like certain people out there had to get away from the acronym Tea Party? Had to get away from it. Because how can you talk about taxed enough already and they keep taxing you over and over? And stop letting them tell you that it's just a renewal. I don't want to get into there. I'm going to get too hot. I've only got 9 minutes and I have. All right. So this one right here, I've got to get to the PSC race. I have a problem when I sit there and I see somebody take a picture with Ron Pitts. I just do. Now, number 95. Democrats know if they could take these two guys down right here. All right? And our Republicans' problem in this race is the guy in the hat and glasses, Tim Echols. Now, if I'm wrong, tell me. I don't know if I'd listen, but go ahead and tell me. If you ask 10 people that actually met this guy, if they like Tim Echols, 7 out of 10 is going to say no. That's my polling. That's personally mine, nobody else's. Comes from me, attack me. 7 out of 10 is going to tell you no. Tim Echols could be the reason that Fitz goes down, because I don't look for people to split a ticket. All right? Groups target Republican PSC candidates who voted for Georgia utility hikes. Now, Republicans have ownership of the PSC. No matter how you feel this morning, the Public Service Commission, Republicans have ownership. Do you realize in Georgia, that's what gets frustrating as a Republican? As a real, authentic, lifelong Republican, is we have ownership. We have ownership of the PSC. Every member of the PSC, it was 2003. In 2003, Republicans voted for, got their first PSC member in 2003. Since that, we gradually took control. So today, if your power bill is too high, if you don't like the energy cost, if you have concerns about the data centers and how much energy they will take up, will your energy go up? Electric bill? We own it. We own it. And they're pouring money into the state to remind you of that. So hey, look, we're already in the early voting. That's why They waited. What did early voting start? Yesterday or day before? But we're into early voting. We got 2 weeks before, 2.5 weeks before the actual election of November 4th. But God Almighty, we vote forever. That's got to stop. That's got to stop. President Trump's called for one-day voting. We must have a Secretary of State. We must have a governor. We must have a lieutenant governor, a Speaker of the House. It is time for them to quit sending out, damn it, brochures with their picture of Trump on it if they don't support what President Trump is asking to have done. Don't do it. You don't deserve it. Don't do it again. If you don't support what President Trump is asking us to do, that's okay. You don't support it. But don't send your picture out with his in some kind of lie like you do. I mean, I got 4 flyers that say Buddy Carter is the MAGA warrior. He's U.S. Senate. Burt Jones, you're endorsed. You accepted the endorsement of Donald J. Trump. Right now, I think the only one in a constitutional office that has Donald J. Trump's endorsement is Burt Jones for governor, right? So we got to ask you. You're the one that keeps putting the ads out. Do you support same-day voting? Do you support ending no-excuse absentee ballots? Do you support ending mail-in? Right? What do you support? Do you support same day? All right, anyhow, back to here. Group targets Republican PSC candidates who voted for Georgia utility hikes. Oh. Campaign push number 96. Republicans have another reason to worry about potentially losing the 2 PSC commission seats on the ballot next month. The Georgia Conservation Voter Action Fund, is that what that says? Conservation. The Georgia Conservation Voter Action Fund unveiled a $2.2 million campaign this morning targeting GOP incumbents Tim Echols and Fitz Johnson, tying them to Georgia power rate hikes. The campaign includes digital ads, direct mail, and new website, theyraisedyourbill.com. Now, someone told me, can you tell me if it's true? Someone told me that Georgia Power has invested so much money in Tim Echols' campaign that the door knockers for Tim Echols actually have T-shirts on that say Georgia Power. Is that true? Could someone send me a picture? I mean, I was told that. I got a call yesterday, and I'm saying, is it true? I got a call yesterday saying that door knockers for Tim Echols are wearing red T-shirts that say "Reelect Tim Echols" with Georgia Power logos on them. Please tell me. Can somebody tell me if it's true? I want to know between now and Monday. And 2, get me a picture of it. Please. Folks, Republicans, this may be the first in our face Republicans having to own what we've done. This may be. Because here's the thing. The PSC race, if these two, I don't see people splitting the ticket. I don't see somebody going in and saying, Fitz, Echols. Saying Fitz, over here. I don't see anybody doing a diagonal. No, people may go in and vote for Fitz and leave Echols blank. I don't know. I'm not encouraging that. I'm actually encouraging us to go and get these two Republicans across the finish line, even though I've got some negative pushback on that. But I want them across the finish line because I want rid of John Ossoff in the Senate. I want the last 2 years of the Trump administration to have a Republican, not just any, but we'll go with that, a Republican senator from Georgia to try to help Trump in the last 2 years. I want that. I want a Republican in the governor's mansion for several reasons, and I'll go into that as time goes on. When you say what's the difference, all right, I don't want to turn back the heartbeat bill. I don't want to, all right? I don't want to do that. I don't want to turn back a law to start providing mental health and gender affirming care. I don't want to do that. That will happen. I mean, if there's an upside to anything Republicans have done, there is some upside. I don't want to see that turned back. So for that reason and many others, because I know if the Democrats win here, the money is going to come into Georgia like they won the Super Bowl, and it's going to be rough. They are definitely going to feel like we can win the big one. And the other thing we're up against is we've got to get rural Georgia has to get out and vote. If you know someone in rural Georgia, you got to get them out to vote, because at the same time these races are going on, municipal, all of your city races around the state are going on, mayor, city council, and that genuinely brings out Democrat voters. So number 98, stay away. Wait a minute, let me see what this one is. Let's see. Yeah, this is one. No, I want this one right here, 97. You see, the Public Service Commission regulates Georgia Power, right? The state's largest electric utility with more than 2.8 million customers. Since 2023, the all-Republican, they make sure you know it, commission has approved 6 rate increases that have raised residential bills about $43. Is that what it's saying? Not for sure if that's an accurate number, but 98, no King's March tomorrow. Just the fact that they're able to march means we don't have a king. Don't have a king, they're able to march. And when you see next year, let's close with this one right here. When you see next year a bill in the Georgia State Legislature, where's it at? Number 32, for tax abatements, big tax breaks for data centers. Watch, keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes open. Big breaks. And let's go into the weekend. Number 43, as a certified Georgia Republican Party outlaw. Certified. None other. So, folks, I will see you Monday morning at 8 a.m. I'm your host, BKP. On the bottom, you can text, you can email, you can send me messages, right? You are the research department. If things are happening around Georgia in your neck of the woods, get them to me. Now, for those of you out there that send me items during the live broadcast, I can't really read them, get to them, validate everything, and get it over to Diane. So don't get upset with me. It may show up on another day. But please send me anything around the state of Georgia. If it's going on in your school board or wherever, your county, fees, taxes, whatever, You can get it right there. I'll be back Monday morning in Georgia. I will be back in Georgia in Studio A with better lighting. Thank you for powering through. Diane, thank you for powering through this week. My videos didn't come through properly. And many times this week, she was getting items after 8 a.m. and made it happen. So thank you. Thank you. I thank you. My shrimps thank you. And if you understood that, well, let me know. I'll see you Monday morning, 8 a.m.